can't hear it, but I'm dancing.
I can feel it.
Mm-hmm. Sending you the dance energy. Sabotage, Jeff.
This is David.
Hi, David.
Hi, Jeff.
That spiked a little bit there.
Oops,
That's fine.
sorry.
I'm punching. We're getting ready to go stab a balloon rat.
Yeah, a very adorable, evil, hateful balloon rat.
We're playing Monster Hunter World, in case you didn't know.
Yes. You have
Looting Problems is the next main quest.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to fight a Palumu in the Coral Highlands.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say High Garden. Nope, that's Game of Thrones.
So
never mind.
You're currently wearing some equipment.
I am wearing the skin of something we haven't seen yet because I was getting bored of the low rank armor in general. It's okay. We're still going through low rank. It's fine.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
It's fine. But this is the Legiana. We saw it briefly as it blew us down before one of the first weirdos saved us in a previous episode.
Right.
But off screen, just kind of carved up a few of them to make the full set.
Right.
Not the full set.
Be careful.
As it turns
but
out,
enough of the set to get the set bonus, which is extra rewards at the end of a mission.
right. And as it turns out, when you're playing with somebody who has all high rank gear, it goes a little faster.
Goes fairly fast. Yes. And for the most part, high rank is just going to be tweaking numbers.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have more customization options and just more types of armor in general. But that's really that's where you want to get to.
Right.
There's a little bit of if you play Monster Hunter, that's where you want to get to. If you don't ever play Monster Hunter, then like low rank is good because it's the one that has like the storyline that it's telling you about the new world.
Right.
So like the part that I'm really excited about, which is getting to like the high grade stuff, has the worst story part because it's a little unclear that there's still a story going on, and it seems like it's just turning into a grind fest. At least that's what it initially seems when you get there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll talk about that in more detail once we get to the finding tracks portion of the LP.
Yeah.
So. But that's not now.
It's not.
Look at this adorable white balloon thing.
Look at it. It's so cute. It's so cute.
It's flying rat.
Oh, it's a little ball of hate.
Mm-hmm. It sucks up air and then it just floats around.
Yep.
This is also a flying wyvern type, so although it's fluffy, there's a fluffiness. You can see it has the flying wyvern tail sweep, so we're still playing Monster Hunter.
It still does the two-tail sweep, yes.
I'm using an insect glaive.
Yeah.
I like the insect glaive a lot. The insect glaive has a insect buddy that comes, well, it doesn't come with it. You can actually make it separately. It's called a kinsect. It's a little dude flying around. Generally speaking, the insect glaive is... So you can see the little colors underneath my sharpness. You got a little red, a little white, a little orange. Those are the extracts of the monster. And they come from certain parts of the monster. So you send your kinsect out to extract essence. Once you get all the essence, they each give you a little bonus. If you get all three, it gives you a bigger bonus, etc., etc. Your kinsect itself can harass the monster, can do damage, it can create like healing fields or explosive powder. Depends on what kind of bug it is. And then, of course, the insect glaive itself is just, you do a bunch of crazy twirly attacks. It has a neutral jump, which is one of the only weapons it does. You can just vault into a jump at any time. It has a special mounting animation. We're going to have plenty of time to discuss this because I hit the sleeping toad.
Yeah, you did. And
we're going to take a nap here.
Everybody to sleep.
Me, the monster.
Yep. And here I come to save the day.
Okay. When you have the red buff, you get a bunch of extra, like, sort of fiddly twirls. I know I'm attacking you, but I was dazed because I was just waking up and I was like, you look exactly like the monster, to be fair.
Right.
So, just saying. I'm just saying. So
I may be wearing the monster's skin. Yes.
That's true. You got a comfy coat.
Yes.
In addition to doing neutral jumps, you can do crazy anime air dashes and air combos, and it's very easy to get mounts and whatnot. The air combos, you can keep going as long as you attack, or as long as your last hit connect.
Right.
Of course, the insect glavers or the pedantic monster hunters out there will let you know at all moments that the highest DPS is on the ground combos, and that is still true. But the best looking combos are in the air, so...
Right, it's like when you get on to me for not using the infinite, because sometimes I don't feel like using the infinite, because I want to have fun. And not necessarily...
But you're not having fun, you're not reloading! That's fine. Play the game. How do I play the game?
It's okay.
I used a called shot on my Kinsec just there. Where you can shoot a point. It could be in a monster on the ground by just like, I don't know, it like shoots out the top of the insect glaive. It's kind of weird, but it means that the insect or your Kinsect will go towards that point or monster, and it'll keep harassing it at that point. So I could just, as I did earlier, shoot it at a monster, and then I can just, cool guy walking away from explosion style, have the Kinsect go off, and I'll know it's going to hit the thing. Now here's some more advanced Kinsect techniques.
Okay, let's see this.
In this game, it'll shoot straight out to the direction that you throw it, and if it comes into contact with a monster, it'll get an extract. Now for red extract, which is your damage bonus, which is what you really want, usually you want to hit the face. If the monster is facing away from you, you can actually redirect your Kinsect by shooting it out to the side and then pointing back towards the monster, because it will go in a line from where it is to like the point that you're pointing it to. So if you send it like around a monster and then send it back towards the monster, you can kind of curve it around things if you need to get an extract from a weird angle. Huh. Anyways, I like the insect glaive. It's fun times. Do a bunch of flippy crap, and you can vault forward. You do like a crazy figure 8. You can vault backwards.
Are you only cutting to my camera when I'm like goofing?
No, David. It's just that was kind of it's because you're doing the explosion.
Okay.
It's like a good place to start. We could start as you go through all of the items individually, one by one, using the D-pad.
Right. You say that like it's it's asleep.
I'm just describing what's happening.
Also, my little kitty put down a little bomb too.
It's adorable.
It's adorable. Yeah, this is Palumu, I think, is one of my least favorite monsters to fight. Period.
Yes. It is very annoying. It's hot. It seems to be resistant to flash bombs as well.
Yes.
Which also sucks.
Just a little bit.
I got all 3 extracts at once. So good. And then the mount.
Yep.
That's a satisfying combo right there.
And I'm just down here sharpening. Lamenting that I'm not wearing my good armor with the speed sharpening.
Get there eventually.
Yeah.
When you're doing a mounting attack with the insect glaive and you jump from one position to another, so head to back, back to tail, or something like that, you'll do a flourish like that, which does many more extra hits.
Right.
It's the only weapon that has that extra flourish. So the insect glaive is kind of designed for the mounting. Exploded. I exploded.
You jumped into it.
That was my fault. I thought that I was far enough off to the side that I could clip its wing and still not be exploded. Right. It was not true. My positioning was wrong. I'll be the first to admit it.
I just remember in that moment while we were recording, I was like, all right, doing the thing. And you're like, all right, I'm going to attack it. And then you just...
I was like, you shoot the head. I was going to go attack the wing. It was going to be fine.
The Wyvern Blast does a lot.
It goes places.
Yeah.
Like forward and out, up, down.
Left, right.
A little bit back. Yeah. Spinning also. Extends a little bit into the W axis. 4-dimensional explosion.
it'll hit you slightly before and after it hit you.
It's a paracausal.
And if it kills you, it kills you slightly before it kills you. What?
Much like the light and the darkness powers in Destiny.
Right. Yes. Right, that game.
That game. I like Destiny. I talk about Destiny more because I'm not officially working for them anymore.
Right. So you're not legally bound from not saying anything.
And then if I don't talk about Destiny anymore, maybe it's because I continue to work for them. So. Who could say?
And
you're sleepy again.
Why did you go to attack it when I'm putting it to sleep?
I patted on the head.
Right. And now you're going to murder these Shamos.
You can also leave your Kinsect out. Not directly stated, maybe implied, since you can tell it to go to a specific direction. Dramatic ending.
Yes.
If the Kinsect is out in a spot, it will. It makes like a cloud of dust. So the dust cloud depends on the type of Kinsect. We're using actually, I forget the name of it, but it's one of the speed ones. So it specializes in going fast, which is very good because you want to get that extract. You want it to go out, come back. It'll also end up with one that is fast and also creates blast powder. And blast powder, well, some of them create like healing powder, stuff like that, which anyone can hit and get the benefit of. But same thing with blast powder, it'll put like a cloud of gas, and if anyone on your team hits it, it'll explode. So it's also, you can put little mines in the air, and if someone else kind of gets there and throws something at it or hits it, it'll explode.
Yeah.
What a great weapon.
The Kinsect is very good. I've never used it.
You've never used it. Maybe one day. We'll get you off the ground.
Maybe someday. I mean, I like the heavy bowgun and the gun lance, and you don't like those, so.
I like that. Well, like I said, I like the heavy bowgun specifically for destroying Diablo's horns, and that's it.
Right.
Here's the airship engineer. We saw him briefly earlier. He's the one that was fretting in Astera.
Right.
Kind of like, I designed the airship, and then the third fleet disappeared, and I feel bad, and I want to make him a new one. Now he gets to make him a new one.
Right. Even though it was their fault for being like, we're going where we don't know where anything is or how dangerous anything is.
We also got a little quest to get a rope lift. Sort of. That's just for the Highlands map.
Right.
I've never used it. I think I used it once just to see what it was, and I'm just like, okay, fast travel.
Yeah, pretty much the same here.
It would be interesting to have a special mode that doesn't have fast travel. Of course, that's like classic Monster Hunter. I prefer the in-camp approach just because classic Monster Hunter with its can't change anything aside. You just have to bring in whatever you need, and you can't change your weapon or anything. And there's only one camp, and in high rank you'll often just be dumped in the middle of nowhere. So like that's a certain style. I would like to have that as like a special mission type, just to get some more variety, where it's kind of like, or even like drop you off with like no items or something. And just be like survival, kind of like make items from what you can find, and then have to like hoof it from place to place. As long as that wasn't the default, though.
Right. That's the thing that worries me, is that it would become the default there.
Because yeah, I have a definite. There's the Luma set.
So comfy.
I'll splice in a little bit of the male Luma set as well. So I've realized that would probably be a good thing to do.
Right.
Be just like, oh yeah, I can just do that. He's got a captain. Captain Lumu's here.
Oh man, that's such a better hat.
It is a superior hat.
And his knee pads aren't hearts. Also, do you want the comfiest kitty? Do you want the comfiest kitty?
Now the Kadachi is still a pretty comfy kitty. Now this kitty has a definite. There's a good hat. It's a good hat for that kitty.
And
also,
a good hammer.
The paw hammer. The paw pad hammer. Fluffy. The paw motif is cute, but those pads are brutally hard.
Doubles as an airbag to protect your palico from sudden impact.
It's very, very afraid of the Dirty Harry sequels.
Wow. One of my students did not know who Dirty Harry was. No clue. Didn't even know who Clint Eastwood was.
You shot him in the face. You did.
No.
I mean, you go through a lot of students that way. I mean, personally, I think you shouldn't just like shoot students in the face because they don't know about movies. That's just personal opinion. I know it's kind of a controversial opinion. That's just my opinion.
You know, first you accused me of all the racist screeds, and now you're telling people I shoot my students.
I cut out all of the racist screeds, David.
So what are we doing now?
We're going to go on some Grimmelkind adventures. So the Grimmelkinds for the ancient forest are hanging out up here in the canopy.
So you can do the doodles, or you can just run to where they are.
Yes, this is true. The doodles will eventually lead you to them, but they hang out here. And this is if you go into the ancient forest on an expedition. So this is one of the expedition things. Each map has its own special Grimmelkind quest, and this is the one for ancient forest, which is pretty straightforward. You just need to find the cat and then kind of chase it around a little bit. Anyways, you were talking about not murdering your student.
Right. Yeah, this is the same student who today I got the privilege of explaining to him who Pantera was.
Okay. It's Spanish for panther.
Okay, didn't know that.
I think that's true. I'm pretty sure that's true. There's no way to know. There's no way I could look that up.
No, I took 4 years of Spanish and I don't know, so there's no way to know. Even though I took 4 years of Spanish, like getting closer and closer to
many decades ago.
12 years ago. Oh my god.
So long ago.
Anyways,
yes, you're yelling at him being on your lawn.
So, because he likes heavier music, and I was just like, all right, have you heard of Pantera? Because we were learning Back in Black, because it's got that good old aggressive, chunky kind of riff at the beginning. I was like, all right, sweet. And he'd never heard of them, so we listened to Walk and Cowboys from Hell.
Cowboys from Hell, yeah, those are the ones.
Yep.
I guess there's also like Cemetery Gates. Now, personal favorite because of Doom is Mouth for War.
Yes.
Which sounds like a knockoff of the Doom song E1M4. Not E1M4, E3M1. Yeah, E3M1.
Yep.
Which, of course, it's the other way around because the Doom song is based off of the Pantera song. But having played Doom much more than I've listened to Pantera, when I hear the Pantera riff, I'm like, this is just a knockoff Doom riff. It doesn't even sound right. Why would you play it this way?
Because it's legally distinct. That's why.
It's legally distinct.
All right. Also, the Grimmelkind are adorable, by the way. So I showed him Walk, which is, off of the album Vulgar Display of Power, which is a wonderful name for an album.
The album art is this.
Yes. He saw the album art and he was like, that's perfect. I was like, yeah, it's kind of indicative of the whole thing they do. But we listened to a little bit of Walk and got to
at the moment, my kitty, who is shaped like a techno ball, is talking to the cat, the Bug Trappers.
Yes. But yeah, whenever he gets a newer guitar that can hold tunings a little bit better, we're probably going to start learning all of Pantera. Which is great, because that means I get to learn all of Pantera first.
Good times. Fringe benefit. Yeah. Now, when he says he likes heavy music, and he hasn't heard of Pantera or AC/DC, I mean, he had heard of AC/DC, right? That wasn't a surprise.
He had heard of AC/DC because he had to learn Shook Me All Night Long.
Okay.
From a previous teacher.
Okay, I don't think that counts as having known them. There was a probably another grumpy old man was like, get off my lawn. And they're like, all right, well, since you're on the lawn, here's sheet music for, classic rock.
Right. Well,
so, what is he into? I have to know what this child's idea of heavy music is.
Like, anything I've shown him that I've said, okay, so this is heavy. He's like, oh, this is wonderful. And then he listens to all of it.
Okay.
So it's more just that he hasn't been exposed to a lot of it. Like, a lot of the classic rock stuff, he's like, his dad has shown him, but his dad leans more towards Eagles than, let's say,
Van Halen
or Leonard Skinner. Wow, that took a long time to remember them. So, like, I played him some Pantera, like some AC/DC. We talked about...
We are also going to head into the Wildspire Wastes to do the Grimmelkind quest and the Wildspire.
Right, which it's really easy to find because it's just the hole with the ants leading into it.
Yep. Jump down the hole, get a quest for a new camp, and then talk to the Protectors.
Mm-hmm. But first, got to get these bones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's... I really never listened to Pantera. I listened to a lot of Lamb of God, which I think rightfully gets compared to Pantera. There's a certain groove metalness to it. I think one of the on YouTube there's Andertons has their sounds like, so they try to sound like without busting the bank and by busting the bank.
Looks like Spike Vegeta.
Yeah. Yes. Rabia Masad. Yes, and Matt Hornsby. So they rightfully said at one point, Pantera is mixed and set, like all of it is done so that if you listen to it just stupid loud, it sounds amazing. But other than that, you may or may not like the way it's mixed. That's absolutely accurate. If you ever listen to Pantera and you just turn it up a little bit louder than you really know you should, it sounds fantastic. On good speakers, I should stress.
But if you want something with a little bit more technicality and a little bit more modern production sound, and also a crap ton of bass drum hurtas, might I recommend Lamb of God?
Right. I will say there's some Pantera stuff that I have had a harder time working out than I have with Lamb of God.
Okay.
And some of that's just because of how Dimebag Darrell played things. It was weird. But also just because, I don't know, Lamb of God is...
Let's ask the head honchos.
Because Lamb of God is still around, and because they were influenced by multiple bands, Pantera being one of them, like, if you've learned their influences, like, their patterns make a lot of sense. Like, how they approach it makes sense, and the guitar riffs they do make sense. But with Pantera, and this is maybe just me,
sure,
a lot of it's just like, okay, wait, why does he do it like that? Wait, hold on.
We're going to catch us some kitties. Our goal is to catch 3 of the Protectors and bring them back home. So, fortunately, they show up on the map, so we can just go right to them.
Are you gonna catch the kitty? Oh no!
I'm gonna catch that cat. No, it's fine.
No,
I caught that cat.
I always just caught it from the top.
The Protector just has, huh? One interrobang, just an interrobang.
Yeah.
We'll keep floating around here.
Yeah.
I really enjoy. Well, I like metal music. This is probably obvious if you've listened to any amount of the channel.
Yeah, like we did a Devil May Cry cover or something. I don't know.
To be more specific, because I'm a drummer first,
right?
I really, really love rhythmic metal parts. So groove metal and, like, you know, things with chugs. You know, got that good kind of. So, like, you know, stuff that's. This is probably one of the reasons, other than the fact that it's terrible as a genre. I don't like black metal. But is fine. I'm fine with, you know, usually all the other kinds of extreme metal and stuff, because, like, the great ones, like, even like if you say something like German technical death, like what's a doodle? I'm gonna talk to the fisherman while we're here. Get an extra fisherman quest.
Right.
It was stab wound necrophagist. Okay.
Right, that's
so it's like super tight and like really, really cool, like riffs. A little too much on the just like sweet pick everything kind of, but, you know, that's just kind of the style. Obscura is kind of the same way. But yeah, but like rhythms with like lots of really great rhythms, and to be even more specific than that, really enjoy a good like 30-second notes just stuck in between some 16th notes. So you have, like a herta. So if you're not aware of what a herta is, dear viewer, listener, it's a pattern that kind of sounds like digga-da-da. So digga-da-da, 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 digga-da-da. So like a 1 and 2, 3, but very fast.
Digga-da-da, 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 digga-da-da,
digga-da-da. If you put a guitar on that, then you have "Bleed" by Meshuggah, which is a like 7-minute long herta.
I think that's my favorite descriptor.
So
for "Bleed" by Meshuggah.
So there's that.
Right. 7-minute long herta.
That should be the rhythmically interesting part of that song is when it turns into like a herta on 5s. So instead of two 30-second notes and then 3 60 notes, 2 30-second notes and then 4. Mm-hmm. So it changes the rhythm slightly. Mm-hmm. Although I can understand, like, if you're just listening to it, it just kind of sounds like a machine gun riff with not a lot of variation. And I'm like, I get it. I understand. I understand that view.
We should say something about the video real quick.
Yes. Monster Hunter World is happening. We got the Bug Trappers, which gave us the Flash Fly Cage.
As well as the ability to charm Jagras.
Yes, we learned to speak the Jagras language. At least our cat did. Mm-hmm. And then our cat also learned how to talk to Kestodon for the Wildspire. So they can, if you walk by a Kestodon, he'll jump on top and he'll ride it around like a little mount.
Right.
Sometimes.
And then
or
he got
they'll just come into and fight with us.
You're right.
The Shield Spire.
He got the aggro crag shield, yeah.
Yes. It's just like a shield pulls out and bangs on it, and the monster will try and go towards them instead of you. All of these things, when you use them, you equip them to your Palico and you take them out on hunts. They gain experience for their gadgets. Mm-hmm. The Vigor Wasp is very good, so we'll still be using. This is the one you start with,
right?
And it's super very good, so we'll probably just use that until we get some more specialized ones. Flash Fly is good, especially at this point in the game when I don't have nearly as many flash bombs as I want. Mm-hmm. So you can have your cat put some out, and they'll occasionally blind the monsters or knock them out of the air. That's great. Right. Shield Spire, I never really used. So yeah.
I found the Shield Spire actually to be super duper useful when using heavy bowgun, because
I can see that. You want them to just sit there and shoot.
Yeah. Also, the Flash Fly Cage, when it upgrades, it turns into little shock traps, which count, and you can catch monsters with them.
As you get higher levels for each of the gadgets, they get new abilities. And these are kind of I guess the Monster Hunter World equivalents of the Prowler abilities that you get in Generations Ultimates, which is just bizarre contraptions specifically for your kitties. So yeah, like you upgrade to shock traps. There's some good ones later on. We'll get all of them naturally. So.
Right.
But the Vigor Wasp. Its ultimate form is just I think it's basically you just use it more frequently. You can actually tell your kitty to put one out, and then it'll just be on the map, and you can run over and stab it, and you can tell them to bring one to you, the delivery, which we actually have at this point. And sometimes the cat will just kind of float over to you with the Vigor Fly and heal you. Just
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next time.
We will be punching Radaban in the face.
Yeah. We're going to a new area, the Rotten Vale. We're gonna go down to where all the muck and gross dead bodies are.
I thought you were you're about to start singing 30 Seconds to Mars or whatever that band is, whose name I've forgotten. Panic at the Disco?
If you
Down,
say so.
down in the earlier round. Da-da-da, going down swinging. Number one with the bullet.
So next time we'll do more covers of songs and music, but then also go to a very metal location. Lots of skulls and dead bodies and decaying corpses.
It's very brutal.
It's extremely brutal.
I can't do the black metal thing.
in some cases, literally, because I think Brutal Bones is actually one of the special
It's a thing you can get. Yeah.
We'll also be using a charge blade, which is another one of my loves. Weapon love.
Well, if you have enjoyed this content, feel free to go to Patreon, where you can support us through monthly donations. If you can't do that, one-time tips on PayPal are great. Other than that, do the like, comment, subscribe thing, and we will see y'all next time when we punch a Rataban in the face.
And the sides of the vase too, and the tail.
Yeah,
and the little squishy bits underneath, like the. We do a lot of stabbing and bonking.
Monster Hunter, wow.